Hi, Gage. So I was intrigued by your question because it sort of pertains to communications and message decoding from sender to receiver. And I agree that categorization plays into a sort of human need for order and in turn comprehension. Um, I think Skliparis and Crowley are right when they note that we need to avoid falling into the trap of suggesting either explicitly or through the ways in which we organize and structure our scholarship that those placed in one category rather than another are somehow more deserving. So, since we are dealing with changing meanings and functions, I think it's all the more important to disregard categories like migrant and refugee, because these particular categories have been shaped to reflect normative, not empirical meanings. For example, David Frum says, now Europe is learning that today's refugees are at high risk of becoming tomorrow's high school dropouts, tomorrow's unemployed, and tomorrow's criminals. So the premise of this argument is that there is a chance, a high risk, that migrants or refugees might slip into predicted trends associated with less education, lower incomes, fewer skills, and even violent extremism. So the economic factors associated with human movement are sort of disregarded here, as are the discriminatory practices that limit the legal protections mentioned in Skliparis and Crowley's research. So the prediction assumes that previously observed data applies to the current crisis. And on top of that, it assigns connotations to the term refugee that aren't necessarily backed up by adequate data. So to answer the first part of your question, yes, categories are necessary to facilitate understanding. But to answer the second part of your question, the meanings of refugee and migrant have been so convoluted to the point where they inhibit understanding more than they facilitate it. Maybe we shouldn't disregard categories entirely, but these ones seem to be doing a disservice. As I did the reading, I just kept thinking, why can't we just call them people? Anyway, I had fun dissecting your questions, so thank you.